Hello survivors and welcome to another Walking Dead Road to Survival video, and in this video we're going to be looking at the event called Second Chances. This is effectively the free-to-play character event that happens in most mythic trials that have taken place during the past couple of mythic trials. We had one in the Telltale one, we had one in the Outlanders, and this is going to be one for Martinez 2000, who you can see on your screen right now. And this is how you can get him. There is also going to be the opportunity to get a character of your choice from a previous mythic trial. And that could include, if you wanted, Clementine. I get asked about her all the time. So if you do like Clementine, stay tuned to this event. This is how you can get your hands on a copy of her. We're going to read through the information here. And it says, Second Chances, a Skybound X2 Mythic Trial limited time event will bring the opportunity for players to pick up Gold Mythic Martinez 2000 and select previous Mythic Trial fighters like Gold Mythic Clem. Second Chances event times are as follows. It starts on the 11th of October 2022 at 5 PM Pacific time, and it ends on the 27th of October 2022 at 5 PM Pacific time. The stash grey market ends 24 hours, as is pretty much standard, on the 28th of October at 5 PM Pacific time. It says players can log in daily to collect knife tokens from the login calendar and one copy of Martinez 2000 on the final day of the calendar. Knife tokens can also be found in roadmaps that will change every 48 hours. 10 knife tokens will be open the Second Chances stash for a chance to pick up gear, weapon part choice boxes, XP trainers, Gold Mythic Martinez 2000. Please note, these roadmaps have some difficult opponents and trait restrictions. There is also a roadmap that will be open the entire run of the Second Chances event that will require Martinez 2000 and reward XP trainers, military supplies, and more knife tokens. But by the sounds of it so far, there isn't any special energy. So as much as the roadmaps may be difficult, it sounds like it's world energy. Fingers crossed, we'll see. A second stash will unlock after completing the first, containing gear medals, silver mythics, and a Paragon mod. Completing the second stash will reward a Mythic Trial Fighter choice box that contains player choice of 1,000 shards for Gold Mythic Titan, Rick 2000, William, Laurie, Morgan, or Clem. Now, I will say, out of these characters, like I said, the only character you can't get via having other characters fully maxed out is Clementine. She's the only one that, the only way you can get her is having the shards. So, unless you have her fully maxed out LB3, I would recommend. I will look at the stash. It says 10 knife tokens equals 1 open. There's going to be 4 Martinez in the stash. There's going to be 1 in the login calendar. Then there's going to be trainers, Bert's, Brady's, Lilith's, Ulysses, military supplies, weapon choice crates, parts choice crates, should I say. Fire starters, which I know a lot of people need. Ghillie suits, again, same sort of deal. Then we've got food crates, material crates, salvage token crates, silver tokens. Lots of silver tokens by the... Oh, it's actually silver salvage tokens. Okay, that's actually pretty interesting. This is actually fine. I think this is fine. Giving salvage tokens as reward is absolutely fine. Maybe bigger numbers would be nice, but at the same time, it's nice. Just like if they were to give out SR tokens, the SR autocomplete tokens, that would be fine in some event from time to time. Then we have the second stash, and the Paragon mod is going to be HP set Death versus Strong. So it's a trait. It's one of those trait mods, and I think that's a good mod. Obviously, HP set on a character like Martinez, or maybe even Jesus 2000 or Tyrese 2000, obviously up to you. Then they've got the RNG bags of gold gear medals, silver gear medals, bronze gear medals, steel gear medals. Lots of RNG bags, but it's at Bernadette, Madeline, Madlux, Blowtorch. Then you have the set amounts of those things as well. Gear medals, gold, silver, bronze, steel, Bernadette's, Benedict's, Madeline's, Maddox, choice crates for silvers by the looks of things. And as you can see, the last reward, it says Stash 2 completion reward, Mythic Trial Shard choice box. So it looks like you're going to have to do what? 50 for the first stash and then 50 for the second stash. I think it's 100 pulls by the looks of things total. And then it says the roadmaps are going to be trait roadmaps, rotates opponents trait every 2 days. So it doesn't necessarily mean you have to use certain traits to attack it. But it's beneficial to attack with, like, tough on the first one. With tough on the first one. with alert on the second one, with strong on the third one, with fast on the day 7 to 8, just to give yourself better attack versus pretty much. It is also going to cost world energy, so that's not too bad at all in terms of being able to just get this done. If it is really tough, you can obviously ask for help and get through it. We'll see how many tokens this is going to give. There's one act giving 10. Second one's giving another 10. Third 10. Fourth 10. Fifth 10. So it's going to be, by the looks of things, 50 knife tokens per day of the event. And that is for the first 8 days. So that is going to be 400 knife tokens. That's 40 opens of the actual stash. And the first stash is between 40 and 50, I think. Then we have day 9 to 17. Then now it's rotating trait requirements. So you are required to take strong or fast. You're required to take fast or tough. You're required to take alert or tough. You're required to take alert or strong. And this time it's actually going to be giving 20 per day. And there are how many acts? 5. So that's going to be 800 tokens. So that's going to be 80 pulls. So it's actually going to be maybe more pulls than we're going to be required to do. Someone will have to count up how many pulls are going to be on that stash, because the login calendar is also going to give us, by the looks of it, another, what's this? 100 pulls? No, 100 tokens for 10 pulls, sorry. So I think the grand total is roughly 130 pulls which we're getting from this. So there could potentially be a little bit of excess that we're getting out of this. I'll have to just quickly breeze over the stash again. There is overflow though, so if you get 10 knife tokens overflow, you do get some silver mythic tokens. Just some confirmation on the choice bag contents for the weapon parts: spray paint, super glue, polishing kit, and my favorite, the duct tape. And then the mythic trial fighter choice box is giving the following shards: 1,000 Clem shards, or 1,000 Titan shards, or 1,000 Rick 2000, or 1,000 William, or 1,000 Morgan, or 1,000 Laurie. Like I say, the only character out of these 6 that you cannot claim by leveling up other characters to max is Clementine. So I would 100% go for 1,000 Clem shards unless you have her maxed out at LB3. Let's have a quick count of how many pulls on this stash you have to do. I'm going to have to just be like 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Okay, let me see. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50. So this is 50. 5, 10, 15, 20, 25, 30, 35, 40, 45, 50, 55, 60, 65, 70, 75. Okay. So it looks like you're going to need to do 125 pulls by the looks of things. So it probably is giving 125 to 130 total pulls, and that's how much is actually required. So the first stash is quite big compared to the second stash. I don't think it actually listed how many opens there were, but that would actually be quite a nice little quality of life thing in terms of just listing how many opens there are in each stash. But you have to open the first stash, pretty much max it to get all the Martinez. But if you do want those shards, you're going to have to fully open the second stash. But by the looks of things, all you're going to be required to do is use world energy to complete a roadmap to do this, and log in every day to get the tokens. You're going to have to get those roadmaps done on a daily period, basically. So you guys in chat, what are you thinking about this? Is this looking pretty decent? Is this looking okay? World energy for the stages. They do say it's hard, but world energy for the stages. So you can try over and over and over and over and over and over again. There isn't any competition. You're not competing with other people in a tournament to get the stuff. It's just based on you completing the roadmap to get the character, logging in to get the tokens, you completing they are hard, they're restricted. So for instance, the first ones are easier because it's restricted for the enemy, but the second ones are harder because they're restricted for you. After going over it again, it does potentially seem like the trait roadmaps actually reset every 2 days by the wording, rather than every day, with the traits changing every 2 days. If that's the case, you are only going to be able to get 60 pulls from these roadmaps that reset. However, there has been some new information added, because it was talked about at the beginning, but it just wasn't on here initially. But it is now. The Martinez 2000 roadmap, which requires Martinez 2000 to actually run through, does reward more of the stash pulls. You can see the first act requires just Martinez 2000, grade 1 or above, and you get 30 knife tokens. And I'm just going to scroll through. You can see the requirements on the left-hand side, grade 2 now, and it's going to be another 30. Then 40, making it 100, then 50, then 50, making it 200, then 50, then 50, making it 300, which I believe, if you add on the login, should be a grand total of 100 pulls that you'll be able to get on the stashes, which I believe is enough to complete 2 stashes at that point. The first stash, I think, is 60 pulls, and the second stash, I believe, is 40, but I think the best time to, the best thing to see is like when it's in game, you'll be able to see it much easier. But it does look like potentially with that second roadmap, with the extra 100 pulls from that, you'll be able to complete it. But you obviously have to complete the first stash first, so you have to stay on top of the daily roadmaps to be able to, or the 2 daily roadmaps to be able to complete the first stash. Tier up your Martinez so that you'll be able to run the second roadmap, and then complete the second stash, or complete the second roadmap and then complete the second stash. It might be a bit of a flurry on the last stash, just because you're going to have to be completing that roadmap in, a hell of a run. But we'll get the proper full numbers, I guess, once it's all in game. And I'm sure there'll be information floating around on Discord in terms of the numbers. But that second roadmap definitely does help the numbers a little bit when it comes to what we expect to get out of the event. Well, that's it for the little preview on this event, guys. We'll have to wait and see when it's in-game to really fully wrap our head around the amount of tokens we're going to be able to get, how many stash pulls we're going to be required. But on that second roadmap that was added, the information right at the end, it does look pretty okay. Initially, I thought it was a daily roadmap and then it would be absolutely fine. But because it's potentially a 2 daily roadmap, it needed something else, and that Martinez roadmap could potentially be it. So as long as it's like 110 pulls required total, we're going to be okay. But if it's more than that, if it goes up to like 120 plus, then we're going to be in trouble in terms of getting those Clem Shards. Make sure you're just, sticking up with, keeping up with the daily roadmaps, or the 2 daily roadmaps, should I say, which I actually don't mind. I actually don't mind there being 48-hour roadmaps, less stress, more chilled and relaxed. Just get it done. I think that's actually a good thing, but it's just so hard to see it all on the page on a news item. A lot of time, like I say, in game is where the information is there. But Clementine is available. Clementine is available, and this is what someone's been asking me. So many people have been asking me over the past couple of weeks and months. So yeah, but I'm gonna wrap this stream up, guys. But that's the end of this event information, guys. I want to thank you very much for tuning in. If you have any thoughts, please leave them in the comments down below. I want to say, keep on surviving. Keep on surviving.